if we are the fruiting bodies of consciousness, like say we are some kind of fungus, say consciousness itself is like a big amoeba, like a massive one, like planetary sized, floating around in space. Consciousness is this like aware construct that's floating around in space like a big amoeba, like in Star Trek. There's some kind of thing, some kind of cloud thing. Anyway, say we've landed on this planet, hovered over it, enveloped it in our consciousness self, terraformed it, what have you, and it's created, or we've done this in order to use the planetary resources that nobody else is using, like it's just rocks. We're gonna like do some stuff with the planetary resources to create fruiting bodies. I said this in a different one, and I think picture that, like the fruiting bodies, like you have the mycelium layer of the fungus, and then you notice there is a mycelium layer because you see fruiting bodies. You see the mushrooms poking up underneath the plant material in the ground, right? The mycelium layer is complicated. We know this now. It's complicated. It communicates with the self over massive areas. Isn't the fungus like the largest organism, the largest known organism on Earth? Like if there's like a one single organism, and like the fungus is considered one single organism, like it would be a single being of consciousness, like spread out under like a mile of the ground. I don't know how far they spread out. It's far. It's really far. It's surprisingly far, how big these mycelium organism, this mycelium organism goes. And it fruits because it produces more. How it reproduces is it sticks up little funguses all over the place, you know, when the conditions are right. And that's the fruiting body. The mushroom is the fruiting body of the entire organism, which is a fungus, an organism, right? I think it's a single organism. I'm not sure though. So here we go. So the mushroom is the fruiting body of the organism. Well, say we are the fruiting body of consciousness, like the dog, me, the grass, like we're all life. Life is the fruiting body, right? And like consciousness is in it, like little fingers, right? It's in it. It is the same, like my consciousness is the same as the dog's consciousness, is the same as the mushroom's consciousness, is the same as the grass's consciousness, the tree's consciousness. It's the same. But the body that we inhabit has different tools or has different filters. It filters the light in a different way. The tree observes the light in a different way, but it's still aware and observing the light. Like it's aware like you're aware, but pretend your like eyes are closed and you're filtering the light and you're understanding the light in a different way than a human would, perhaps. And it's like very ethnocentric to think that if you were a tree, you would just be like there with your arms in the air, right? Like tree, aware, existing, thinking about stuff. You might not be thinking about stuff like humans think about stuff because we have a different way of like our bodies have a different tool, like thinking. Like I think when we think about thinking, we're mostly thinking about the tool we use called the brain. And like the tree is going to have a different method of awareness, I guess you could say, right? Because like it's alive. I feel like life by definition indicates a form of awareness. And I think the consciousness, like the basement bottom level of consciousness, like where you are seated, really where you spring forth from, the source, the middle. But if you just look inward, point your finger right at your dumb face and like look at your face, like you can't. It's a clear glass screen. It's not even a glass screen. It's just like not there. It's just clear. You're just open for everything. You just are existing, right? So point your finger at your dumb face and realize that you're just pointing at your own self, like that thing that's looking, the looker. And you're like, oh no, can I look at the looker? I can't. I'm the looker. I'm the one that's looking out. Right? The consciousness, maybe that's like the mycelium layer, and we're like connected in all together in the back, all connected by the cords. Look, it's not like cords though. When I say that, people are like, oh, it's cords. God has cords. Like, no, it's a metaphor. Hello, have you heard about human language? Jeez, it's not always literal. Jeez. Okay. Okay, so you're like connected up with the mycelium layer of consciousness, right? So all your acts are known to the group on some level. And perhaps when you die and you like kind of float back in, like we'll know the acts of that fruiting body that was your part, I guess. What is you? Us? Are we all the same? If we are the same one, if that is true, then we are doing those things too. We just had a different type of fruiting body. A body that wasn't inherently slanted in that direction. I don't know. Like the trees. Do they just live and grow with no remorse, no regrets? They're just like, I'm just gonna grow. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna mind my own business. The ultimate autism. Maybe autistic people were trees in the last lifetime. Maybe we're the ones that you fuckers cut down. You were like, in the last lifetime, you, my enemies. I'm speaking to my enemies. You were the loggers of the woods, and I was the tree. Here we are. Now I'm ready to roll. Anyway. Love your enemies, right? The trees, I don't know if they give a crap. I don't know if they love their enemies or if they just are there, right? Just existing. So when I say the humans are different, I don't, and like human consciousness is different, it's special. I don't mean like we're the only ones going to heaven. We're the only ones that matter. Ethnocentric, like species-centric. I mean like we have a different kind of body. Our fruiting body happens to like do really complicated tools in a way that we can observe this experience here in super many different ways that was never open to us before. Think about the microscope, think about the telescope, okay? A tree or a dog like only ever sees from its own perspective its entire thing, like the whole time it's there. It has its thing. Humans, though, we create tools to where we can see things in a different way all the time. Like we're like looking at the whole thing in like many, many, many different ways. That's what science is. Science is looking at the thing, the construct here, like what is this, what consciousness is built? You know, if we nuke it, it might destroy us for real. Like if we are like a fungal cloud of consciousness, like that might be like it for us. Do we deserve to be gone if we are so wicked? Like look at what the fruiting bodies are doing. If we are all one, all the same, those are us too. And so do we deserve to be annihilated? And wouldn't it be perfect justice if we annihilated ourselves? We possibly have the ability to do so. Is this just how we are? Warlike. Every last one of us, even the trees. Is that true? Because if I think that it would be true if you believe the premise that we're fruiting bodies of consciousness and some kind of like collective soup, and if that were true, if we are all one, like you see on the soap, you know, the Dr. Bronner soap, have you ever read the label of that? It's like it's like this huge ad for Jesus. It's like a God advertisement, but it's like they do like little tiniest writing possible to fit it all in. Oh my gosh, that's If I had to come, that was what I would do. Why wouldn't you? You're wasting space on that label to not send a good message. Like, why wouldn't you send a good? You have an opportunity to send a message to the world through your product, and you want to just send a message of, I'm going to trick you into buying this? Are you insane? Like, that's not a message of love and peace. But Dr. Bronner sends a message of peace and love. See? Anyway, all one, that idea, if it is, and that's what I'm talking about, kind of, is, and I'm not saying it's a fungus or anything. I'm just saying, like, that could be the case of how it is. And what if it's like that? The whole all one idea, I feel like I have to explain somewhat, because sometimes when I talk about it with people, they have no idea what I'm talking about. They have never thought that at all in their entire life. If they've ever seen that Dr. Bronner's soap label, they immediately dismissed it as new age hippie garbage, and they're just like, no, I have my thing I think about already. I'm not needing a new thing. We don't, like, this is the whole thing. I already have all of it right now. I was born, like, it was just super lucky. Like, God put me in a time and a place where I just happened to be born, where all of my entire life experiences, the sum total of my early childhood life experience, just happened to be the exact perfect thing that was the pinnacle of all creation. It was the correct understanding, the first try. I got it first, right out of the gate, first try. The first understanding of God was the correct understanding of God. I'm never going to think of another thing again. Thank you very much. Good night. And that's it. That's their life. That's the whole thing. And if you try to give new information, sometimes there's a little bit of an anger. Well, that's not what I thought before. I'm going to be angry about that. Don't try to tell me what to do. Don't try to teach me things. I'm unteachable. Now leave me alone. Do you know that Jesus defines pride as being unteachable in the Bible? Pretty sure the Bible defines the words of the Bible in the Bible. Like, you read the Bible, and through context clues, you get definitions of words, and definitions of words happen to be what knowledge is. Have you ever thought about that? What knowledge is definitions of words. Even math is definitions. Math is measurements and amounts, but we still do it in words. Kind of. I think in higher math you do it on paper, and so it's a little bit different pathway in the brain, for sure. It's more of like a writing down thing, and when you have to switch it into like a talking thing, it's harder. That's why labs in science, like the chemistry lab, is harder. That's one way. There's a lot going on in it, but I believe one of the reasons why the lab is so hard, like, logically it shouldn't be hard. Like, doing this stuff in your sleep, you can do the math, whatever. But as soon as you get into the lab, it's a whole different thing. And part of it, I think, is because you're talking, like, you're doing it in a different way, in a different part of the brain that you've been practicing. Like, doing it on paper, just the math and like the words, I don't know. However you're thinking about it is different than when you actually do it. I'm getting off track. But definitions of words are knowledge. That's what knowledge is. So if you read the Bible, it defines words for you. And I believe when the Bible defines pride, it's unteachable. Good means life and evil means death. Things that tend toward death are usually referred to as evil things, and things that tend toward life, like love, are usually considered good in the Bible. And we usually equate good with love, right? It's good. It's alive. God created the world and it was good. It's like this consciousness cloud floated over it. He mucked it up. He moved it around, terraformed it, and it was good. It held form. The forms held. The fruiting bodies were able to spring forth into existence, and then they were able to do some stuff through intention and like movement, because consciousness has intention. And did we intend for these fruiting bodies, these human bodies, to fruit? The image of his creation, what is it? Created in his image. In the image of what he thinks he is in the mind, like, of this consciousness guy, this like floating around self-propagating consciousness guy, looking for another one, looking for a mate. Or is it self-fruiting? Fruiting bodies? Is that what we're doing here? Is consciousness? We're always looking out. So anyway, here we are, and we're like, oh, we're going to create some tools to look around and see what's going on. But we're still seeing it through the eyes of these fruiting bodies. It's still a filter. We filter a very narrow spectrum of observable electromagnetic radiation. Is that what it is? When we talk about light frequencies, is it just electromagnetic radiation? See, it's just words, definition of words. When you hear like light rays, light waves, and waves of particles and existence, wave particle duality. You know, what's going on here? What is this here? What is this thing? We talk about light. I think light is on the spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, and we have an observable spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, and we observe it with tools, and we get the tools by trying. We just try. We just want it. We just notice something crazy, and we're like, whoa, I want to look at that more closely, and we think about what we're going to do. But that, whoa, I want to look at that more closely thing, that's a consciousness thing. That's like an intention thing. That's like an understanding, a wondering, a question, a focus. There's something there focusing. When you talk about, do I have a soul? I don't even know if I exist. God isn't real because the church isn't real. The church lied. That means everything's wrong and I just in nothing and I'm just going to die and blink out and that's it. Your fruiting body might be cast aside, but the consciousness experience was that. It happened. Are we going to be able to go back through all the tapes and like see everything that everybody did? It's kind of like what the internet is. Do we just create this thing so that we could remember? Is there like not a remembering in the consciousness of what we did without the brain, like the hippocampus? Or is there some kind of like long memory? Just like an understanding of all the events. And if it's all, and if, is that what God is? Is the entire collective? That's what the New Age hippies are saying, you know, when you hear the words, you hear that. And like, can that be reconciled with the Christians? And like the Christians are so scared of that idea because it's like a new idea, right? It's like, no, I can't hear new ideas. You could at least hear it, but they're scared that it's going to make sense. And then it's going to be, they're going to fall into the trap of the hippie because they look out and they see the hippie and they're like, no. They're not doing the suit and tie thing. We don't like that. The suit and tie thing is the comfortable thing. That's the thing that we've been doing and we like that. It seems to have worked. It's survivable, you know, it's fully in the animal body. They're just like doing the same things over and over because it's working. It is working. It takes a risk to go out on a limb and try something new because that might not be survivable. But Jesus is like, it's not survivable anyway. And I'm going to show you like a way to do it. He said, I'm going to show you the way to do it. You can act in love all the way to death. It is possible. I mean, you're going to death, though. But we're all going to death anyway. I don't know. Go out on a limb, try. He's like, if you try to save your life, you'll lose it. If you try to lose your life, if you don't try to lose your life. But if you do lose your life, you'll save it. If you try to save your life, you'll lose it. If you try to save your life, you'll lose it. What do you lose? Your life or the whole thing? I mean, you're going to lose your life anyway, right? If you try to save your life, you lose it. Sometimes. Okay, so what if that part of the consciousness we're going to cast out? We're going to pluck it out. Like we're going to separate it off somehow. We are a consciousness blob. Maybe we're like parasitically infected with another consciousness blob. The ones who are the bad thing, the ones who are doing like the wicked stuff that we really don't like the ones who just try to make it bad for everyone else. I don't know, but how do you decide? Ugh. So is that what's going on? And are we going to be able to separate and cast out that situation? Because it seems like if you were one big consciousness, there would be some kind of feedback loop. You would be trying to tell yourself what's going on.